Let's do it!
We're bringing you another caster that brought you Hex Bash coverage last week. That is Matbimonte, and he is playing against Jiskel. Looks like he took a loss in round 1. Both players have, so they are 0-1 at the moment. But here's an interesting deck that I don't think I've seen in a bash yet.
What have we got here then? Papa Goot!
Jiskel's got a good deck.
I think we have seen it. Maybe not though. I remember making Goot jokes on stream, so we must have. This one though is one I've actually seen a couple of times on the ladder this week with Radiant Physician knocking around in the main deck. This is a card that is a vanity card for one, and also it does some pretty crazy stuff if it's left to its own devices, drawing cards, gaining health, and without Lasgar's around, it's a little bit harder to get rid of. So interesting. We don't see the power hand that Goot wants, which is a Nightfall generator and a Archon, but we do see an early Vesper, an early Guidance, and that early Physician too. And honestly, the hand for Bimonte is a little bit slow here.
It's a full house.
It is. Three Rancor, 2 Crusader, and a couple of resources. So not bad. But if we see even a slight stumble from Matbimonte here, Goot has a real chance. One more. If 3 wasn't enough, let's just get one more.
I mean, 4 of a kind. Legit hand in another game.
Vesper swinging in for 1, Physician coming down, and that Goot is online next turn. We see Monsagi Lilypad, probably to Matbimonte's joy and rapture there, because without that, he was in some real trouble here. We do see that Dark of Night in hand there too, so the potential for the Physician to come online and start doing some things is really good here. Unfortunately, that hero fall is a moment too late, because we're probably going to see the other Crusader come down here as well. There is another resource, which is really good for Matbimonte here. Never didn't have it, I guess. Poor Vyazakan's pretty strong too, and there's the other Crusader, so interesting. Everything has worked out just peachy for Matbimonte here.
On the other side, Hero Fall and Dark of Night, both active. Both playable. Hero Fall is quick. That's being held up with 3 resources. Double Underworld Crusader, steadfast. 1 is destroyed, 2 voided from the deck. 2 cards drawn at the expense of 2 health. Not wanting to trade any of these other cards, the Vespers or Radiant Physician. Strangle will take care of Radiant Physician. I mean, and Dark of Night kills the other Underworld Crusader. Matbimonte has upgraded this hand to Rotten Rancors over Eternal Seekers.
It's kind of sickening how good Eternal Seeker is right here, because it takes out not only the Vespers, but also the Nightfall and Daybreaks as well. Yeah, okay. And that's online next turn with a Rancor, so ditches 2 of them, and a Seeker as well. There's a lot of cards in that hand.
How would you downgrade your hand from a full house? But those are extraneous cards, and keeping those resources for charges, for discard, in the case of Monsagi coins. Each constant entering play makes those Vespers bigger, though. Cottontail Explorer. And the Battle Hopper chump blocking there. Twilight Archon. He's free if you have a Nightfall and Daybreak.
Goodbye everything. The battle there taking out the Archon, and then the effect taking out everything else. Pretty good.
And then Cottontail Explorer getting in there for 1, then being sacrificed for Rotpaw Gang to hand. Well, that's all of Papa Goot's cards. It's a Twilight Eclipse, just a little late. No other constant, so it's going to do 1 damage to Matbimonte at the start of each turn and gain 1 health. Matbimonte having 7 cards in hand, 7 resources, and, cards to play. Rotten Rancor Eternal Seeker, quite potent. And Matbimonte will finish out this game after blowing out the opponent's 1 cost-filled board with Eternal Seeker, Rotten Rancor. He is now 1-0 in this match. So, full house starting hand, pretty good. Working out. Mainly off of the draws there, but we've got game 2, Jiskel versus Matbimonte.
Interesting stuff. Look at the journey into nightmare here. Definitely somewhat immune from the Twilight Archon, the Eternal Seeker powers. We see 2 Twilight Archons. So if a Nightfall is picked up here, that's some pretty big game. And actually, no removal of note in Matbimonte's hand here, and we see the Decree of Banishing there as well. Again, this hand, if Matbimonte here doesn't hit what he needs, this could be Goot's game. Like I see a good future for Goot here as long as we see some stumbling here from Matbimonte.
Would really like that Nightfall though. Starting resources for both players. Oh,
what do we have here? The Nightfall goes down. That's double Archon on turn 3. And no way in sight to get rid of them.
Even Paw of Yazukan is going to need some troops in the crypt to destroy target card. Here it comes. 3 charges. Pop a Goot power to summon a Daybreak. And here come those Archons. 5/5 flight life drains.
Still no removal and not enough resources to get the Seeker down. The Runic Hierophant comes in, does not have Skyguard Steadfast. That is reserved for the Crusaders. So that means 2 swings and this game is over.
There's 1. Decree of Banishing will likely take out Runic Hierophant, void it until that Decree of Banishing leaves play. Nope. Nothing. Not even trying for the next card. Saving that luck for the next game. It's evened out 1-1. If you get that nuts hand as Papa Goot, holy.
Yep, God hand.
Alright, here we go. Game 3. Kagulichu on the play. Jiskel is Papa Goot. Winning the last game with Twilight Archons. Considerably less Twilight Archons this time.
But more Eclipses and fewer ways to deal with them. We don't see the Paw of Yazukan this time. We don't see the Seeker. We do see the Rancor and a decent amount of resources, though. Double Physician. If Double Physician lands and gets 3... constants out on board, that means a draw 2 per turn, gain 4 per turn, plus whatever you're gaining from the constants themselves. Pretty strong stuff. We see Blood's Favor there as well. A very good reserves card against Kagulichu, potentially voiding all the troops from the crypt in response to a Rancor or some such card to get rid of all those troops and gain a bunch of health. So very good card here for Papa Goot. We see a resource come off the top. No diamond, notably. This is probably important. Diamond,
but at the very least,
no Goot as well, which is definitely relevant.
He does at the very least He's able to picks up a Blood Ice, able to Blood's Favor on 3 to draw 2 cards and try to get something to play or a Diamond Threshold. Runir Hierophant comes down for Kagalichu. 2/2 double Deathcry. Radiant Physician on Papa Goot's side. Finding that diamond. Here is a Daybreak. Gains 1 health at the start of each of Papa Goot's turns. Double Runir Hierophant, though. That's going to start to get crazy. Shinhair Allegiance summoning a Battle Hopper, making both of those big. Alright, 3 of a kind Rotten Rancors. 4 was good enough last game. We've got 3 now. Venteo's in the crypt, among other things.
This is interesting. Oh man, so we've almost got that Twilight Eclipse down. The Rancor here, though, is gonna, sort out at least one of those physicians and buff the Hierophants up to crazy levels here. A 7/7 and a 6/6.
It chooses Runir Hierophant to battle. Runir Hierophant dies, summoning its 2 troops, and now those other 2 Runir Hierophants are gigantic. We need probably a card that does not exist in Papa Goot's deck to come back from here.
Yeah, that was fast. That was really, really fast. Wow. That's probably the fastest I've ever seen a Kagalichi deck be.
We've got Papa Goot is often just feast or famine there. If you've got 2 Twilight Archons or you don't have enough to stop other decks.
Yeah. Sometimes you do have 2 Twilight Archons, though.